Good day, plant friends and fellow plant addicts. So today is going to be our very first plant adventure in Guelph. And basically why I'm doing my first plant adventure in Guelph is because I bought a few plants off some guy on Facebook Marketplace. Now, I know that sounds a bit sketchy just saying it out loud, but that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks. And I'm basically buying a bunch of plants from people off of Facebook Marketplace, so you should really check it out. There's some really great finds, and it's a great way to build your collection without having to order online, which can be really stressful, especially in Canada, I find. And yeah, so anyways, first what we're gonna do is head on over to a conservation area because my dad got a pass for this summer um, to explore all the conservation areas within southern Ontario, I think. So what we're going to do is head on over to Limehouse Conservation and then have lunch there probably, just to make some sandwiches. And then we're going to head on over to the guy's house. Obviously not going to give you his address, but basically as a little sneak peek, I bought 2 begonia rexes and a really cool philodendron, so that should be exciting. And then we're going to head on over to Royal City Nursery, which is a really cool looking nursery, and it's super close to where he is, which is a bonus. And then Brock Road Nursery, which is just down the road. The first nursery, so a Royal City Nursery, I don't know about their plant selection, especially at this time of the year, at this time in general, because people are just buying houseplants out like crazy. However, I did see in one of the photos on Google or even on their website, they have a roll of coconut fibers they can just buy per meter, I assume. And this girl here is probably going to buy them out. Not really. But I am going to use that, I think, to make some moss poles in this case, coconut fiber poles, so that I can have some more trailing plants climb up. And yeah, we'll just see what they have, and hopefully I won't be broke by the end of this trip. Okay, so come join me on my little plant adventure, and hopefully there are more to come this summer. Okay, so we've arrived at Limehouse Conservation area, and weirdly enough, we were greeted by some shirtless old dude at the front. But I also did notice there's a really awesome crabapple tree right in the entranceway. Okay, let's head on in. Well, my dad was like, oh, here are some currants. I'm like, yeah, those aren't currants. Not exactly 100% sure what kind of berries they are, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they're poisonous. Oh, however, there are some wild raspberries over here, which there are quite a bit of in Ontario, if you didn't know that. Let's see if you can see. There's already some forming up there. And then over here we have some sumac, which is in fact edible, and it's ready to harvest during the fall time. However, I have heard there are some people who are quite allergic to sumac, just as a warning if you ever want to try that. But it has a nice tart flavor to it. So we just found a mother lode of oyster mushrooms, and I'm assuming because it rained quite hard just recently, this is a pretty fresh bloom, if you would. Wow, this is incredible. I'm pretty sure these are oysters, but you know what? They are growing quite odd because usually oysters, they attach themselves at the, oh, it smells good too. I can smell them. They attach themselves like at the end, like not from the middle, but you know, because I think this tree is completely horizontal, it fell over like this, right? the mushrooms have the tendency to grow a little bit differently. Well, this is incredible. I really want to pick some to go eat them, but I don't think I can. Like, this is a conservation area, so I don't think you're supposed to pick anything to take home. Anyways, this is incredible. Yeah, I can't stop saying that. Wow. I just think these ferns are so cool. They're just hanging on to rocks by their roots. Cool aesthetic, everyone. Cool aesthetic. I'm being sarcastic. We have finally reached the old kiln ruins. Pretty cool, actually. Can't lie. So I assume this is where they fired pottery back in the day. Must have been hot as hell. Look at this thing. Crazy. So we finally arrived at Royal City Nurseries, as you can see over here, and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, I have to admit. Like, if you see right across is just a cornfield. But I'm excited because I can already see that there's quite a bit of a selection of houseplants just in that greenhouse inside. This is cool. They have a little pond set up with lily pads and other water plants. They clearly have a great selection of cacti and succulents. But what I'm after are more so these guys here. Could use some more pots as well. This monstera is 55 bucks. Not too bad, considering. Ooh, I might buy one of these because I'm running pretty low on my fertilizer. Here they have some pothos. This is the Aglaonema, I think. 30 bucks though. That's, well, not the greatest price. Can't lie. Ooh, and then we have some calatheas. I think I just got a very similar calathea, so I won't pick that up. Plus, that's 10 bucks. I mean, 20 bucks, so a little bit rough. I love this fern. Ooh, how much are these huge ZZ plants here? 70 bucks. Okay, well, that's rough. Ooh.
of these. $11. Might pick that one up. Oh, they have some Prince of Oranges, I think. $60. Not too bad. Definitely more orange than mine. Oh, they have some, what are these called? Philodendron Zanus? $50 for a Hope Philodendron. That's what the variety is called, at least here. Oh, they have some Benjaminas here, variegated Benjaminas. And some yuccas. Oh, they have some, I think, wide form Adifonias. Ooh. $40. Not too shabby, I suppose. Ooh, what kind of Sansevierias are these? Wow, they're huge and they're on sale. Their on sale price is still $100. But I certainly don't have this variety of Sansevieria. Regular Sansevierias here. These cacti are so cute. Look at this. Oh, this is a pretty calla lily. It has some spotting over here. That's interesting. If anything, I'll pick up that starfish Sansevieria for $11. That's not too bad at all. That's not too bad. This is a really cool Sansevieria, but you know what? I can't lie. I don't quite like the look of it because it looks even more messy than the regular Sansevieria. Let's see what kind of fertilizer they have. Some pretty good stuff here. Some organic stuff. Organic orchid mix, bloom enhancer, mosquito barrier. Oh, interesting. Some aquaponics stuff. Oh, a golden pothos on a totem pole. Wow, look at that. Is this even for sale? $75. So this is their selection of outdoor plants, but I just have to point this out. It's absolutely adorable. Quite impressive, actually. I think it's some kind of llama? Dog? Let's say dog. Either way. And then some other evergreen topiary stuff. Really nice. Uh-oh. That poor hibiscus tree. Oh no. It's a really pretty white hibiscus too. Must have been quite windy because I think a storm came through here and it's knocking everything down. Plus they need to water some things, I suppose, because all the pots are not heavy enough to keep the plants down. Ooh, are those elephant ears? Let's check it out. Water plants. Well, I suppose you can use them as water plants. But got some elephant ears, we got some cannas. I've always found this canna very pretty. I don't know if it'll make a good houseplant though. See, this was what I was looking for, but I thought I saw they had a roll of this stuff online to ask if they have any more of it. Some more fertilizers. So I'm definitely gonna pick up one of these guys. And I think I already know which one. I did this one. Well, actually, a lot of them have some babies coming up already. Let's see. I'm just gonna choose which one has the least damaged tips. All of them, the tips are a bit damaged, but you know what? This is a big one. Yeah, I think I'll go for this guy. And it has some baby ones coming up as well. It's a pretty good deal for 11 bucks. I've been wanting one of these kind of Sansevierias anyways. Sweet. And I also found they have some Tahitian bridal veil. It's quite pretty because it has the purple undersides, very similar to Wandering Jewels. And these guys are only 7 bucks. It's not too bad at all. Some regular spider plants, protons and 4-inch. What is this guy? This guy is an Aurelia. It's quite cool. Somewhat interested in that as well. And then yeah, I wouldn't pick up a golden pothos from here. They look a bit fried, but you can't blame them because it's been so hot lately, and yeah, I can only imagine within the greenhouse it's even hotter. So I'm considering this guy really a lot, or even this Aurelia looks really cool. What is this? Interesting leaves.
Alright, so today has been a pretty cool day. I ended up picking up quite a bit of plants. I mean, 3 of them I already knew I was going to get because I already got them through the Facebook Marketplace guy. But I guess I wasn't expecting to pick up 2 more. In total I got 5. And unfortunately the second place I was planning on going to, let's see, what is it called? Sorry. Not very good with names. Brock Road Nursery was closed. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays now. I don't know if it says that in Google Maps, but that's a good thing to note for everybody. Do not try to go there on Sunday or Mondays for now. So, yeah, I had a good time at Limehouse Conservation. It's a very beautiful place. There's that one section where it's called Hole in a Wall, and basically it's these amazing, looking stones, right? Well, as you saw, I'm going to include those clips, of course. So yeah, I had a really good time at Limehouse Conservation. I would definitely recommend going there, but I do have to warn you, you have to be a little bit willing to climb or go down very steep areas. And yeah, it was a little bit confusing to navigate through, especially once you hit the stone in the the hole in the wall area. But eventually, I figured my way through it. I actually had to ask somebody. These two people happened to have been there before, and they showed us how to get through and find our way to the abandoned kilns, right? So essentially, you have to go down the steps, and there are little white paint marks on the trees that help guide you through. So follow those. If you happen to get lost, if you don't see any of those white marks anymore, then you're not going in the right direction. Um, Anyways, and then afterwards we made it to the Royal City Nursery, and it was a pretty cool place as you've seen, but their selection was not that amazing, and unfortunately they were out of the rolls of coconut um, fiber mats, whatever you want to call them. I'm not too sure what's the actual proper name for them, but yeah, I picked up two plants, so this video is going to turn into a quick little plant haul. First, let me show you what I picked up from the Facebook Marketplace guy. So first, I got this silver Rex begonia. Now, of course, I've forgotten the actual name of it. Something silver or silver something Rex begonia, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Like, look at this. Like the contrast between the top of the foliage and the back of it, the underside, is so cool. Like, look at that. It's so beautiful, right? And yeah, it was a pretty sweet deal. I got this for $10 in a 4-inch pot. It's really good. And then this variety of Rex begonia is called Salsa, I believe, and I thought it was really pretty as well. Super interesting patterning. It kind of reminds me almost of those coleus. A little bit like coleus. If you don't know, coleus is more so an outdoors annual, also known as Joseph's coat. But I think this is just gorgeous, and will definitely give a pop of color to my plant collection. However, the thing about these begonias, right, especially the very colorful ones, you do want to keep it in a brighter light to retain those bright colors, or else they'll start to fade and eventually the begonia itself will start to go. Otherwise, usually begonia is actually, from what I've learned working in the garden center greenhouse, begonias tend to like shadier spots, generally, but those are begonias that you want to grow outside. But if you're indoors growing begonias, then you're better off brighter, probably not to full on direct sunlight, it might get scorched through the window. And then I picked up this, let me get rid of this label. I always find these labels so tacky, but I guess that's the way they market it towards people who don't really care for houseplants that much. But you know, there's a snake plant with a little snake on there. Yeah, I've been wanting this Sansevieria for the longest time. This is the ones that are known as starfish Sansevieria, right? And I got a pretty good size. And the great thing about this one is we already have 2 pups coming out of it, babies coming out of it. And yeah, I'm super happy about it. This is a hefty boy. They are thick and like dense, you know, these leaves, if you would. But yeah, it's cool. I'm happy about that. And this one was $11, so it was a pretty good price on that one. Oh, that one, sorry. This was from the Royal City Nursery, right? And then let me just finish off what I got from Marketplace Guy. Ta-da! Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at the shape and the texture of the leaves. Like, it's so cool. Now, I'm not 100% sure what the more popular designated nickname we've given this in the plant community. He initially posted this as Tiger Tooth Philodendron. However, I'm pretty sure he posted the same plant as Jungle Boogie Philodendron, and I've probably seen this as Jungle Boogie on those Indonesian plant websites. You know, I think Green Spaces ID sells as Jungle Boogie, but I just love the shape of the leaves. Like, look at this. New leaf came out and it's super ruffly, and yeah, I'm excited about this. Initially, I bought from him. It was gonna be a Rojo Congo philodendron, but the Rojo or Red Congo philodendron reminds me too much of my Prince of Orange philodendrons. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go for a more interesting leaf shape over the color, because I'm like, oh, now I have orange philodendron and then the red one. It's like, it's not that cool to me. So yeah. And then one more thing I picked up from Royal City Nursery. I wasn't, you know, it was just a random find, I suppose. But here we are. Oops. So it's everywhere because the roots are just going crazy over here. Right? Like the roots are just like coming out like crazy. So I'm guessing this is a fast grower, to say the least. But I just thought the texture of it and the way it grows is really pretty. And this is called the Tahitian Bridal Veil Wandering Jew, or Wandering Jewel. I'm going to call it Wandering Jewel because it's a little bit less in bad taste to say. But yeah, I just think it's so cool looking. And the reason why you can tell it's a Wandering Jewel is because the underside has that purple, just like the regular ones do. The top leaves aren't as interesting as the common Wandering Jewel, but it has these cute little flowers coming out, and I can see why they call it like the Tahitian Bridal Veil, because it's more frilly, like it's more kind of just elegant in that way. So that's really exciting. I'm probably going to make this my hanging plant. Then again, I don't have that many like ways to hang plants per se. I have a lot of hanging type plants that can make grow them in hanging planters, but I just don't know how I could install that. Well, anyway, so that was a pretty good plant haul and my first of many, hopefully, plant adventures. So I hope you enjoy watching this video, and please check out all the places that I went to visit if you can. And yeah, explore some conservation center areas this summer. It's definitely, I always think it's definitely more interesting than going to some regular old mall, and definitely way less chance of contact and contamination from others. So yeah, see you next time, and please subscribe and like this video if you want, and check out my Instagram at Amanda_Sansevieria. Bye!